With yesterday and today getting into the 70s in Chicago, will that continue, or are we going to start to see a cool down and it's going to stay that way? Well, first, before we start, this is the Global Forecast System, or GFS model. Generally pretty accurate for the weekly forecast. So, this is the total precipitation. So, what we think we're going to see in about the week. Chicago, 0.8 inches. This area and some little blips are going to see more. There's going to be more in some areas. I don't know how accurate this is going to be because it's supposed to rain again tonight. So in a minute, I will go check out the HRRR, and that will have more accurate for today and tomorrow's precipitation. But let's just start with tomorrow. I'm going to show the HRRR for this one, just to be sure. It doesn't get into the 70s Monday, anywhere. It stays pretty cool. Low 50s, even 30s over here. That blip up in western Wisconsin. So that's definitely kind of more what we should see. We do see it getting down into the 30s here in Iowa and Wisconsin. Even parts of Illinois, we'll see that 30. Actually, I circled that horribly. It's all like this area. But yeah, then the 40s in Chicago. So 30s and 40s is actually expected. That's what we should be seeing, but we haven't been. And then we do see it cools off. Even in some places, this white line does mean that it is now below freezing, at or below freezing. 32 and below. It gets very close to getting cold, which is what I actually would want to see. Even 29 north of Milwaukee, northwest Milwaukee. I'd expect and actually hope to start seeing that, which we see, and then that leads us into next week's forecast. So generally, I don't think these are going to be above. They might be slightly above, but they're not going to be super insanely above normal. And so with that, what's today going to be? Today does get up into the 70s, but tomorrow you're not going to see 70 degrees. You see 50s. 54 at your highest, dipping down to 39 degrees. That is expected, what I would hope to see, with that total precipitation being about 0.48, which is a little more than what GFS thought. And it's good. It's good that it's a little more because GFS thought we'd see 0.38 for this period. So it's not unexpected. So I think that's generally good idea. But let's check in on how's our leaf color, the foliage report from WeatherWise. Really quickly, this yellow area all down here, and even in Chicago, that means that we're seeing low color. Leaves haven't really changed. I'm starting to notice the leaves changing here in the suburbs of Chicago. I'm in that yellow zone technically, but then that orangey brownish, maybe golden, I don't know how you describe that color. I'm not an artist. That's moderate color, and that's what I would kind of want to see ending and bringing in that like high color. And even up north, we start to see near New London, Green Bay, we see the peak color. And then way up north by Eagle River, the Upper Peninsula, that's where we see the past peak, and it's kind of dull now. I don't want to see past peak. I want to see peak more in November, early to mid-November. I want to see past peak. I would say by Thanksgiving I'd want to see that past peak. And I'd want to start to see this moderate, not moderate. I want to see that moderate coming in this week, and I would hope to see the high color coming in just a couple weeks, because then that means fall is on a normal track. And then it kind of just shows, we kind of would get confused, like there's no leaves and it's already October. That's a confusing thing that I don't really like, but it is gonna start to get cooler. So if you're going to a pumpkin farm, because that's a fall tradition for a lot of people, it's gonna be cold. You're not gonna be in the 60s. Don't hope for it to be in the 60s if you're anywhere here. That was not what I wanted to draw. If you're anywhere here, don't hope for it to be in the 60s. You're not getting that. So thank you so much for watching this video, and I will be back next week. Please consider subscribing, liking, sharing the video, because that supports me. I'm trying to get to a goal of now 70 subscribers by December 1st. That's the goal. I have not announced that fully yet, but please consider subscribing, supporting the channel. Thank you so much for watching.